Try it again. We have audio now. Okay, you can hear me? It was kind of like acting weird. Like the setup was like super, super laggy. All right, thank you. Yeah, I was getting like really, really big lag on the setup. It took me like a really long time to just upload a thumbnail. So, all right, well, we can go ahead and dive in now. Let's jump into the charts and see what's going on. I haven't really looked at the market today. I'm trying to get this, get my gym routine back after being sick since like November 12th was the last day I checked. I was checking my gym tracking, and November 12th was the last day that I went. So I've basically been sick pretty much right after that, and was sick ongoing up until recently, up until last week. Okay, so taking a look on the 1 minute chart, we did reject the 3930 level, pulling back down to 3909s, like 3900. We did drop below VWAP. We do have a red to yellow from 14.4 to 14.2, 13.6 to 12.8 to 12. I'll take a little feeler trade here. I'm gonna bump up one tick and just join the vid. Just going for just a little feeler trade. Start out. All right, quick 150. All right. Gonna pull back there. Gonna check this on the 3. See what we got rocking. Our low is what our high was yesterday. You can see on the 3 we're declining in terms of the TTM. We're kind of holding support here along this 50 moving, or the 200 moving average. Sorry, the 200 simple. We may drop down. If we drop down, we may drop down to around this level, I think, which is like 38.95s, which is kind of the bottom end of the VWAP. I'm gonna try to take a short here off 907. I am trading on the longer time frame, which you guys know that I don't love to do. Oops. Cutting. Okay, so up 300 on the day. I like to use the longer time frames for analysis, but not necessarily for taking trades. I'm trying to get better at taking trades on longer time frames, but I typically like to use them as analysis, and I like to trade on the 1 minute chart. We are continuing to stack on TTM, up 12.1 to 11.4 to 10.0, or sorry, 11.0. So we're stacking on TTM, but we are pulling back on the chart. I think we have a while to go before this actually does turn around, but we are very clearly holding around this level here. Going to the bid off this. Just gonna try to ride the waves of the chart today, like we've been doing for a lot of the week. Got that trade up 450 off of 3 trades, and we're just scalping. We're taking small trades today. 3 ticks, 4 contracts. Continuing to drop. Sellers in control. $139. That's awesome. That's awesome, Tiny. I'm really happy to hear that. Also, too, Tiny, one thing that I've talked to you about before is that financial thermometer. One of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of the results that you're beginning to post are getting slightly larger than they were last time. So I'm seeing your financial thermometer kind of just slowly, gradually work its way up. And that's awesome. That's a major step in developing the skill as a trader. An actual really major step that I don't hear anyone really talking about. Most time I hear people talking about, like if you can get one trade a day, or if you can just hit your profit goal of the day or whatever. But I don't hear anyone talking about the psychology of money, and the psychology that actually goes into actually making these things happen. It's not just about strategy, and it's not just about um, your psychology in terms of emotional discipline. There's also a factor of what your personal beliefs are around money. That does make a major difference in terms of your actual results. If if you're kind of one of the people who is like money is the root of all evil, don't expect to ever be rich, because why would you want evil in your life? And so it's just about like fixing those money beliefs, and as you go and as you do, you're also increasing your financial thermometer as well. Is a concept I learned a long time ago in the marketing niche. One of the things that's really cool about the marketing niche, by the way, this is dropping down towards that low that I was talking about. One of the things that's really cool about the marketing niche is that the vast majority of it was really just self-development disguised as a business. And I really like that, because the people that were there were all kind of there to build each other up. And that's one of the things I really loved about it and wanted to continue in my life. 2, 3, 4. I'm enjoying the bid here. And it's one of the things I really hope to continue to bring to the Optimist channel, to our Optimist community. Try and get an entry again. I kept trying to get an entry on this little, like, that little pop that kept happening there, and it just wouldn't fill me. And then it's just kind of being a butt. Got out of that with $100 in profit. Looks like I could have taken my full amount, but 11.0 to 10.2. So that's a pretty good stack there on that TTM. I could see a move up here. I'm just going to join the bid, but I could see a move up to the red line, which is at what? 905. I'm currently in at 902.50. We'll put an exit at 904, which is right at the 12 EMA. We may get some rejections though off the 9 EMA. So this may be like another, like a few minutes trade. From 11.0 to 10.1, looking for a little bit of buyer momentum just up to this 12 EMA here. I definitely could have got a better entry, and that's something that we've been talking about this week and last week, is focusing on my entry points. Did have a shot there at 250 for a second. I was just a hair too high. There we go. We got that. We're up $800 on the day, and there it is. So, like I said, saying a run up to the 200 moving average, and there it is. It peaked at it, like it literally touched it. 10.1 to 8.1. That's actually a really big move from 10.2 to 8.3, 8.1. It's a pretty large move. It did go up to 905. That was the number I originally mentioned. We tried to get out at 904, and then we got out one tick below that. So, gonna check this now on the 3-minute chart. On the 3-minute side, I'm gonna look for a red yellow here on the TTM3, and the buildup that we're seeing right now is 5.6. Wow, that's actually 5.6 to 8.2 to 10.4 to 12.2. So I'm going to want to see this begin to level off some and kind of flatten out on the red side before we see the switch to yellow. So I'd be looking for like this kind of thing right here, where it went from like 5.0 to 5.25 5.35. You can see where it was like leveling out, then 5.4, and then that switch here to 5.3. Didn't make much of a move off of that and continued to stack up and then dropped. So on this particular window of time, it would not have worked out. But I don't think that's the case here. Entered at 904.75. Got a possible crossover, the 1226 inbound. It looks kind of far away to me though. So I may actually end up cutting this trade. I am only trying to take 3 ticks on this though. There you go. Didn't even need to cut it. Up 950 on the day. Stacking looking like 8.4 to 6.5 to 5.0. Looks like I honestly should just be trading mainly on the 1-minute chart today. Just checking in with the comments. Let's see. Thanks, I appreciate it. Need to remember that aspect better. Yeah, it's kind of a challenging thing because you have to like keep all these like conscious thoughts at the forefront of your mind while you're trying to like act on a skill, and at the same time do that while you're also having subconscious stuff that is also going on. So it's kind of it's a little challenging, like no lie, but it's something that we all work on. So it's kind of just one of those things. um but let's see, just still catching up. um we are in this to make money, but it doesn't have to be home runs every time. I think that also is something that affects me, is like I often go for home runs, and sometimes that can hurt me. Yeah, it may be too close, and in that regard, you may want to switch to the micro. But I think that when you're trading the mini, we're wow, it did pop like we talked about. I think when you're trading the mini, then you are looking for bigger moves a lot of the time, or just like you could do the same moves like scalps, but you just have to realize that it's bigger risk, bigger reward. You may see some rejection here off the 50. This was a really nice pop. I felt like it was popping. I was just checking in on the comments, trying to keep up. This was a really, really nice move, from 903 up to 911. So I mean, it's an $8 move. 8 times 4 is 32 ticks. It's a massive move right there. So this really was. This would have been a really nice move. Let's see, plus 5. But I'm on the wrong thing. Here we go. Getting a little bit of a cyan switch there. Just gonna join the bid. I'm hoping I'm not chasing this. I kind of feel like I might be, um, but it is popping up. Got an entry there. I really wanted to get the entry for that top of that wick, because now I got to fight the view app, and so I really just entered in way too late. We do have a possible crossover inbound. 9's above 12. And we do have a TTM cyan switch. So I do think that this will continue upward, but we have to fight through the view app now. What's our top level looking like here? Just putting in some levels. We got resistance here at 20, and we have resistance here at 25. CCM looking like 0.9 to 2.4. So good probability of a pop. Got out with $250 in profit, up $1,200 on the day. Finally back into the 4-figure days. It's been like most of last week. It's been since like last Monday, since I had like a four-figure day. So far, no losing trades, and we've taken seven trades so far. Waiting for a setup, potentially off a view app. So maybe a pullback down to like the 50 EMA, which is right around 39.12. We did get that crossover. I'd actually be looking more for like 39.10 or 39.11 as my entry point here. I'm gonna put an enter at 39.11. I don't know if we're gonna drop down that far. That's right at the EMA 35 area. I could be way off base, but the 9 is down at 39.09. It could just bounce here at VWAP, but it's looking more like it's gonna drop a little bit to me. I could be completely wrong though. Yeah. It's looking like I'm gonna be wrong on that one. So uh 3.9 to 4.9, now 5.0. Oh, maybe I'm not wrong. Who knows? Looks like we might bounce off VWAP, which is at 39.12.50. Try to take an entry off of 12, maybe. Entered at 12, looking to get out 13 and a quarter. Uh, Hopefully I'm not looking to get out too high. This did pop all the way up to like almost 15. Gonna cut it right there. Keep my accuracy high. Up 14.50 on the day. Still no losing trades. That's 8 trades today. Looks like I could have kept my full trade amount. I don't know if I got out earlier or not. Still continuing to pop. Taking a look at the 3 minute for some analysis now. So we've had two yellow candles in a row, which is what I said I was waiting for. 11.6 to 10.9 to 9.2. This is looking really awesome, very solid. Possible crossover inbound of the 1226 on the 3 minute chart, which is even more powerful. 9 is still below 12. In order for that to happen, we have to run up an average to 39.16. So I may look for an entry point there off of 39.16. I may go for 8 ticks, a little bit of a swing. Um, See if I can enter that low. Now we're just continuing to pop at the moment. 16 would be right around here. Got an upwick on that. This is a lot of buys here on 7,300 contracts. Almost everything was bought. Got an entry. I am attempting to get an entry at 39.17 for a pop up to 19. But I don't like this trade. Like, I don't love this, so I'm just not gonna take it. Instead, I'm gonna go for another 3 tick trade, but I'm gonna wait for so we have like this came up and hit my resistance level pretty much exactly. So we're gonna have to fight that resistance level. In order to do that, we're probably gonna need to pull back to around 39.15, which is where the 9 EMA is. Taking a small short here. Just looking to get out with like 1 to 2 ticks in profit. There we go. A little one ticker. Just taking a quick $50 out of the market. Well, in paper anyway. Up 1,500 on the day. Not bad for our first half hour. By the way, guys, if you're liking this, if you are, oh man, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. I've not been showing my charts. We're up 1,500 on the day. We have taken 9 trades. We've not taken any losses today. Again, I apologize about not showing my charts. Happens sometimes. Sometimes I get just kind of like in the charts and I forget to come over here and be like, yo. My apologies, everybody. I'll get them back up there. Trying to leave them up there, but it's not always easy to switch back. I need to get better at running my stream. Honestly, like this stream is like still has some challenges for me from a technical standpoint. And so I'm trying to get better at that. But it is a process. It's a learning curve. I appreciate you guys being patient with me though. Kind of got this very obvious looking flag here. I was just about to take that actually. Like I said, I was looking for a potential pullback down to the 9 EMA, which is this yellow line here. I don't know if it'll go back that far though. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Join the bid here, kind of high. Still got the trade anyway. Up 1650 on the day now. It's taken 10 trades so far. 1650 is the price before fees. Let's factor in our fees here. So minus our 1650, so 1475 and 60 cents. Averaging about 147.56 per trade, which makes sense. Still stacking on TTM 1. Checking the 3-minute chart. We're working our way towards that 1226 crossover on the 3. We did just recently get a 9 above 12 cross right here. Moving over the 35 moving average. And so we're approaching the 1226. We may have opportunity for that in probably the next 9 minutes or so, maybe 15 minutes for this crossover, maybe even less. So 9.09 to 7.5 to 6.6. A little bit of a slowdown on that on the current one. We're waiting for 803 as our next potential here. 8:03 a.m. that is. Checking on the 5. Let's see what we got going on. 5 had a red yellow, which was 5.2 to 4.9 basically, to 5.1 on the current. So we won't have an answer on this one until 8:05. But this one, if you look closely, it's actually closer to the 1226 crossover than the 3-minute chart is. So we're really looking at sort of a 5-minute breakout. So I'm a little more inclined for that breakout to be at like 8:03 or 8:05. It's 8:03 right now, so, and there's a little bit of a pump. Going to the bid here. In at 1850. Look for a move up to 19.25. Got that move. Now up 1800 on the day. Really good day so far. Haven't taken any losses, which is great. 803 was where I said that the breakout would be potentially, and we're at 803. We are coming up. We do have this double top that you can see right here. We'll actually even move this little resistance line up slightly, just to match it. But we got really close on that. You can see cooling on the TTM now from 12.0 to 11.6. Very little cooling though. Not enough for me to trust it as a cooling candle, but more so a period of consolidation candle where we actually saw the consolidation happen back here. So there's that break over 20 though that we mentioned. So next area of resistance is looking more like 25. If this will break and hold over 20. 12.0 to 11.8, that's basically non-existent, so that's more like flattening on the TTM. I'm gonna go for something like 5 ticks and try and get in at 20. We do have up wicks, so gonna be kind of cautious here. I don't know if I can get this entry off of 20. I'm gonna cut this and join the bid here. Got in at 20 and a half. Looks like it probably should have kept my original trade idea, because we can see that we are pulling back pretty heavily now off of this. So this may end up being our first loser of the day. Gonna reduce this down to a 2 tick and then watch it. We're kind of at our risk level right now. And I don't want to drop much further below it. There's our risk at 400. Let's see, 12.0 to 11.9 to 10.8. So a lot of pullback on that one to 9.9. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this trade, take my loss, $300 loss on that one, up $1,500 a day. That is the first loss on the day. So because we took a loss, I'm going to back off a little bit. I'm also going to let this consolidate a bit. We are up $1,500 on the day in the sim. We will get back to the evaluation next Monday. So how is everyone doing so far? Just want to check in with y'all's. Took a trade on the NQ. Just lost 200. I'm sorry to hear that. It was even a great setup. Yeah, you will get more opportunities. Yeah, today, man, I was just really in the zone so far with the trading. So we took our first loss, so I'm gonna like take a step back. But seems like a perfect time to ask you guys, hey, if you guys do like this content, please like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. Hopefully, you get some value out of this. I know I do. I personally became a significantly better trader when I started streaming, because I started narrating my moves and getting them out of my head and into words, which helped me kind of really even understand what I was doing already, like what I was doing on a more subconscious level, helped bring it to the forefront of my mind. So if you guys like some of that stuff, please like this video, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We did hit 250, so thank you guys so much for that. Really, really happy about that. Hit that 250. Yeah. I'm gonna just applaud for myself here and everybody in the community. I'm applauding for all of you guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Also, guys, too, if you guys would like to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. You guys are awesome. Been really, really happy with these guys as a company. You can earn funding as low as 10K. all the way up to $300,000. But also, the price that you guys see here is actually, that is the market price. But if you use the link in the description and the promo code JSBest, I actually have a lifetime discount that you guys will lock in when you guys use that promo code. That'll knock at least 25% off the price, and you guys will be able to lock it in for life. Personally, I'm working on the 50K one-step evaluation, which allows me 8 contracts in the mini and 80 micros with a profit target of $3,000. We've come very close to earning funding several times, and have gotten just like, I was within $100 of it and messed up. So we're definitely gonna get it. We're gonna get it soon. I'm also working on the 100K static evaluation, which allows me 2 contracts in the mini. This one's a little bit different because this just has a max drawdown of $625. So if you lose more than 625, you're out. And that's that. The other ones are trailing max drawdown, which is a little bit of a different style. They did not have this one when I first signed up, and if they did, I would have probably signed up for this one. But it is 150K static evaluation. It's a newer plan that they offer, which allows you 4 contracts in the mini with a $1,250 drawdown and a $4,000 profit target. This one, in my own personal opinion, actually seems like one of the easiest ones to hit, personally. So I may actually end up picking up this evaluation in the future, because I normally trade with 4 contracts anyway, and hitting $4,000 in a week is not particularly challenging, at least not in the sim. So yeah, guys, check them out. Use the link in the description, and use the promo code as well to make sure you get that lifetime discount. We are also, we do have an awesome Discord community as well. So that's where I post up all my results, and we have a lot of traders posting things like trade ideas and other things like that. Getting some flattening on the TTM. If you look at this, we see 7.75 to 6.2 to now 5.0. Not much in the way of flattening. I can see a move potentially down to 35, EMA 35. I may look for an entry for a short off of 17, maybe 17 and a half. Going short here. I got in much higher than I wanted to. I should have kept my original. I just happened to cut it like right before. I'm looking to get out at the EMA 35 though, which is this blue line here. Now it's popping up on me. Macaroni and cheese. My fault on that one. Should have known, considering that it had already been pulled back for several candles in a row. And like I said, we're getting that flattening. So I'm gonna probably cut this, take this loss. Yeah, I'm out. Now up 1,200 on the day, so lost 300. I got out basically because I saw this red candle open up above this, where this green one, right around where this green one is. You can see it's a hammer candle, and you can see that this kind of found support here around 17, and we're kind of getting some flattening on the TTM. So we may get a little pop up here for a test of 20. There's the pop right there. There we go. Made back $250 of our losses there. So our peak of the day is 1,800, but we're not doing too bad. So this actually came up and tested 21 and a half, which is where it's at now. Ripping on past. I knew I should have taken that entry. Enjoy the bid right here. But I'm not going to go for 5 ticks. Just going to go for 2. Seller's kind of picking up a little bit. I'm gonna cut this. I can tell I'm getting sloppier with my trades. So I gotta wait for the TTM to reassess. I can tell I'm starting to get sloppier with my trades. Up 1050 on the day. Peak of the day is 1800. Normally, this is where I would walk away because I'm still up 4 figures on the day. But I'll keep streaming for a bit. I'm just gonna drink some water and watch the chart. As I once said, I don't need to be in a trade right now. Kind of this long flag. I'm going to reassess this on the 3-minute chart. So 3-minute actually just switched to cyan, 0.4 to 2.1 with a crossover. So good likelihood of more bullish movement ahead. May look for an entry off of 17.5 long and for 12 ticks. So a bit more of a swing. And I don't know if we're going to get 17.5 long. Let's try for 19. Entered at 19. I'm looking for an exit at 22. So kind of a bigger swing on this. With the intention basically is that 8:15, if you remember, we talked about that around the top of the hour, that 8:15 might have a nice pop to it. Well, we hit the 8:15 candle on the 3, and obviously passed that on the 1, but we stacked up throughout this flag here, and now we're switching into cyan. I'm going to hold through this pullback here and not take the profit, not yet. I believe that this is going to push up to 22. And so I'm going to hold on to that trade idea. And if we get in trouble, we'll cut. But like, I could totally take this $300 in profit right now. But I do think it's going to hit the full amount. I will put hands over the cover button. We're only 1 tick away from our trade. I'll exit there. I'll take the 400 profit on that. No big deal. I think it'll hit 22. We hit 21.75. Like, so ridiculous close that because we hit 21.75 and not 22, that's why I cut it. If we had hit like 21 and did this pullback, I would probably have still held it. But because we hit 21.75 and not 22, I decided to cut it because I've had too many times where it does exactly what it's doing right now, where it'll go like 1 tick below the whole dollar, 1 tick below my trade, and then reject. And that tends to happen a lot of times due to psychology of traders. So like traders, a lot of them are looking to get out at 22. And so because they're trying to get out at 22, a lot of times the sales will also kind of end at 21.75 or 21.50, like 1 or 2 ticks away from where the logical exit point would be. And so it's kind of a psychology game that I've personally noticed with the market. And it's just one that I try to be aware of, not necessarily like, I'm not conspiratorial in regards to market makers got to make money, just like everybody else. So I don't look at them as being any more or less human than us or any other capacity of that. It's just simply that, their intention is to make money. Our intention is to make money. So we have the same goal in mind. 9 is below or above the 26. 9 is above 26 and the 12. 12 is nearing the 26 on the 5-minute chart. If you look at the 5-minute TTM, we're at 3.46 and moving into 2.9. So we're looking for 820 now in the time frame to see if we get this crossover of the 1226. Sometimes I stay hyper zoomed in like this when it is approaching a breakout or potential for a breakout. So just gonna check in with y'all's on the chat. Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you being here, Tiny. I also appreciate anybody else being here too. Um, we love and appreciate you guys. It really does help this community grow. Speaking of the community, guys, I've been really, really grateful to see you guys, Long Haul and Tiny and Origin Code and Kendall, which is the same guy, and Ed Art, all y'all talking in the community, talking in the Discord group. That really does make me happy. I know I'm not always there responding. I am trying to run my household, also build this up here as well as like running the household for some elderly folk as well, in that are in our life. And so I'm trying to like help them with a lot of uh, their uh, their needs as well. Um, and so I don't always have all of the time that I wish that I had, in order to be able to be in those groups and everything like that. But it won't be that way forever. But I am helping out uh, 4 households, my household, and 2 more, and 3. Yeah, so I'm helping out 4 households at once. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. And spread thin like butter stretched across too much bread. Uh, for y'all know Lord of the Rings, that's a Lord of the Rings line. Bilbo says that um, to Gandalf in the beginning of the first Lord of the Rings movie, which I think I've seen like 200 times. For the for those who don't know, I used to work at a movie store when I was a teenager. I worked at a movie store, and we had Lord of the Rings on repeat because that's like when Lord of the Rings came out. Was like I was in high school, um, when that movie came out, that movie trilogy. And so, like, when the first one came out on VHS and DVD, uh, I watched that movie. Like, we played it in our store just back to back to back to back. And I memorized like all of the lines from the first movie. We do have this breakout you can see popping in on the 5-minute chart here. I kind of wish that I had taken an entry off of like 19. There was definitely plenty of opportunity there to take that. I'll see if I can get an entry off of 20. Again, I'm trying to plan my entries as well as possible. We're really close to we're at 20 now. Pulling back some. Went from 2.8 to 1.9 on the TTM5. So I guess we're going to wait now probably for about 8:30 for a move up to 25. We're pulling back some, but we do have some, like a little bit of leeway in this trade at our risk levels because of the pad that we built up on the day. I try not to like give away my profits on the day, obviously, but we do have a little bit of padding. I am taking this in anticipation for the cyan switch on the 5-minute chart, as well as the 12 crossing above the 26 on the 5-minute chart. So I actually may go for a larger swing here. And I definitely think I could have got a better entry off of like 19, which was actually where I wanted my entry to be, but I just didn't feel like it was going to come back down to that, and it did. So, but I think I'm going to try to get out at 24. 23 is my current exit point. So I'm going to go for $24 because I think that we're going to pop up and we're going to break above this 23 right here. When we get this cyan switch, which we're really close to. We're also really close to that 1226 crossover. And actually, like if I zoom in right here, you can see that it's happening on the current candle. But we won't have real info until the next candle because this is happening on the current one. So we're gonna need to wait till 8:25, which is in about 45 seconds. So in 45 seconds, we'll know whether or not this trade is going to work out for us. And if we don't get that crossover, then I'm just going to cut it right away. But I think that we are going to get that crossover because we currently have the crossover. And we do have, on the 5-minute, more buyers than sellers. Hanging up here at 21. Waiting for the next candle. 5 seconds. New candle opening up at 21. New candle on the 5. We went from 1.7 to 1.3 on the TTM. So we went from 2.8 to 1.7 to 1.3. So a little bit less of a move that I wanted to see on the build of the TTM, but we do have the 1226 crossover, 9's above the 12 on the 5-minute chart. We are pulling back some on this 5-minute candle. Not what I want to see there. I wanted to actually see this pop up above this and rip up here, but we're not getting that at the moment. Trying to load my 1-minute chart, getting a little bit of delay on it. So when we take a look at the 1 minute, we do have TTM switching from red to yellow, but at very little movement, and actually he's pulling back down to red. So which is pretty surprising, given what the chart looks like on the 5-minute. Trade is starting to look a little sketchy. Now it's looking very sketchy. That is a lot of sell-off. All right, we're out. Wow, exit. Did you guys see that? It, like, wouldn't exit. Big fat loss on that one. We lost about $1,000 on that one. So we are up 650, but once we basically the last couple of trades, we've been really struggling to on the breakouts. So this consolidation period is taking far longer than we anticipated, and far longer for the breakout because you can see the TTM's been building. 1.7 to 3.9, which was that pop up there, to 5.7 to 7.1 to now 8. And so we are popping up on the TTM3, but it's not happening on the chart. It's not being reflected in the chart. So what this tells me is that people are building a position. And so with them building that position, you know, there is likelihood that this is going to continue to pop, but when and how much are we going to lose in the meantime while we wait? It does look like there's a position being built up here, though. I watched this training that was done by these market makers where they were actually training these guys how to scalp. It was actually really funny to watch because these were like institutional traders that were learning this, and they were like baffled by this strategy of scalping. And I honestly thought it was fake because they were so baffled by it. They were like, wow, this is okay. So it's like really, really, really short term. And the educator guy's like, yes, incredibly short term. We're talking 30 seconds, maybe a minute. 5 minutes is like considered long. Like, wow, this is weird. Like it was so funny to watch. We're giving back a big portion of our profits on the day. I really don't like this. I very clearly am over trading because obviously I said that we would have been done on the day earlier. Um, I often continue to trade because I'm on stream. So I feel like sometimes there's this pressure in order to create sort of like an entertainment value and continue trading. That clearly is something that I need to work on because that's not how we're going to get ahead in trading. That's not how we're going to fund an evaluation. It's not going to happen through like if I feel that there's some sort of pressure in some capacity for me to continue trading even after we've hit our profits on the day. So our peak of the day is $1,800 in profit, and we're currently back down at like 600, which we were just a moment ago nearing red on the day. And actually, like this trade is definitely not working out for us. I'm gonna put it like one tick up and see if we can get out with a micro profit, but it doesn't look like that's gonna be the case. Clearly, this is happening from me over trading on the day, because we like during this period here, we actually ended up hitting 1,800. Came up and hit our entry point for flat. Okay, made 50 bucks on that trade. It was not a good trade, even though we got out with profit. That's more of a luck kind of thing almost at that point, and that's not proper trading. It's definitely not good trading in my opinion, and I should have and could have done better. And so I'm gonna try to make sure that I'm holding myself to those standards, because that's my intention is to be a world-class trader. So in order for me to get there, and world-class to me means being able to trade in the millions, not in the thousands, but in the millions. And that may sound like a pipe dream to some, and that's okay. I don't need for that validation. But instead, I'm just trying to let you know what my intentions are with this, where I intend to go with this. That's not because it's about I want to be a millionaire or any of those types of things. To me, this is truly fascinating. The challenge behind trading, the challenge between reading the chart patterns, the challenge between being disciplined in myself. All of this stuff is there's almost like a it's like almost like a fight. It's almost like boxing or something. I don't really know how to describe it. But what I do know is that there is something here that I've not been able to find in a lot of places. Going for a 2-tick trade, I'm just going to reduce this off from 12. I'm going to go down to back down to 3, where we were working our way up, and we worked our way up to 1,800. So I don't know that we'll get back to 1,800 on the day. We are up 800 on the day. When we factor in our trade fees, that's an incredibly important factor here. That puts us at positive 468 on the day. There we go. Dropping down now off of VWAP. Pretty heavy drop there. You see from 3.1 to 3.7 on the TTM. So we definitely have some downward momentum inbound. I'm going to check this on the 10-day chart. I'm going to get a longer time frame here. So one thing that I noticed on the 10-day chart here is that, so this is a 30-minute chart, is that our 50's been above the 200 SMA. Our 50 EMA has been above our 200 SMA for a while, but you can see that the 200 SMA is working its way towards crossing back above the 50 EMA. If that happens, we're likely to see a relatively decent sized drop. To give you the opposite information, you can see right here where the 50 crossed above the 200 SMA and this move went upward. So that was on, what day was this? This was on Jan 6. Okay, so this was 4 days ago. And you can see from here, when that took place, it was right around 3,900. And in that process, after it did, it moved all the way up to 3,973 before hitting maximum capacity. So it had about a $70, $75 movement from where that crossover actually happened and ended up peaking up there at like 73 and a quarter. Trading longer time frames like that works really well with these sort of longer moving averages. This works incredibly well on like trading cryptocurrency, for example. And I may see if I can put together a crypto bot, like a crypto trading bot that uses the 5,200 cross on the long side, where it uses the 5,200 cross to exit and then takes a percentage profit out of it. I may look to do that in the future and see if I could do it on like a 10-day time frame or maybe like a 5-day time frame. But I would think 10 days is a bit more accurate, although the 5-day is nice because we can look at the 5-day right here and you can see that this crossover happened on the 10th. This is today. So here's our 5-day crossover, or a 5-minute crossover on today, and we did get a nice move on the day. If I pull back right here, which is the same day as the 10-day, it just took place earlier. So it took place at 38.40 and didn't cross back over until right here, where you can see it cross right there. So this had a move all the way from here. Let's see if I can highlight this. From here to here. So which is from 38.46 up to about 39.50. So did have the opportunity of about $100 move utilizing this 5,200 crossover too. It's a pretty cool move. I personally really like it as its own strategy. And when I'm trading, guys, when I am utilizing the charts and all these different moving averages, I'm blending several different strategies into one strategy that can be applied. So a lot of times when you're watching me trade, I'm trading anywhere from like 1 to 5 strategies at a time. And I know somebody's going to tell me, just focus on the one strategy, and that's cool and all. But this is how my brain works. My brain has always been very much like almost like adaptable, malleable kind of situation. So when I'm seeing these multiple time frames and using these different moving averages, I'm measuring one strategy against another strategy a lot of the time, and measuring all these different data together to blend these different strategies into making one, for the most part, one larger strategy. Thank you, my beautiful wife. Ich liebe dich. My wonderful wife has just brought me coffee. That's awesome. Who doesn't love coffee being delivered while they're working? Absolutely phenomenal. Best wife in the world. For me, anyway. By the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, y'all enjoying this contento, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It really does help the community grow. We have hit our goal of 250 subscribers, and I want to thank all 250 of y'all. We couldn't have got here without you. We very much love and appreciate you. And but right now, we only have about 10% of our subscribers that actually join our Discord community. So we would love to have you guys in our Discord community. It is free. Although we may add some premium features in the future, which would be awesome. I don't really know what those would be, and I would make sure that whatever it is has extremely high value. I'm very much a value first type person, and I highly believe in contribution. So if we add any premium features or anything like that, it basically would just be for people to support, the growth of this channel, the growth of this community. So, but we would love to have you guys in that Discord community. I'm probably going to shut it down here pretty soon. Not seeing a whole lot going on in the charts at the moment. I do see that we're kind of bouncing off, like having bounces off of the 200 moving average. You can see it happen here after that big drop and rejected off of VWAP, pull back, kind of bounced again. A little bit of momentum coming in. You can see the red to yellow there on the TTM. It happened here too. This went from 4.2 to 3.9. Now we have a possible crossover inbound. So may look for like an 8-tick trade. Seeing what Seeking Alpha had to say about the market. May look for an entry right there. Ah, come on. You didn't feel me? Alright. Ended up taking 13 and a quarter as the fill. Looking to get a 15 and a quarter. But I'm actually going to reduce this down to 14. Probably 14 and a quarter, actually. Looks like I should have just waited for the entry, because it didn't do it. It ended up hitting 4.4 to 4.1 to now 4.1. That's not looking good. If it's hitting the same number on a yellow, that's not looking good. Our entry is basically at VWAP, one tick above it. That's why I said that's not good. That it flattened in mid rip. Three seconds on this candle, so we'll see what happens with the next one. Hands over the cover button. Ready to flat. Yeah, we out. I messed up. Not a good trade on that one. Now up 450 on the day, gross. With our fees, we may even be negative. 4.2 to 3.7 on TT. I still think this is gonna pop. Try to get in at 12. This is why I need to work on my entries. So I can tell that my entries are just bad. We got the same entry point that we just had a second ago. At 13 and a quarter. Just grinding down my account, man. I tried to get in off of 12 and it just wouldn't, or off of 12 and a quarter or something, and just wouldn't do it. Movement now looking 3.7 to 3.1 to 2.6. This is going to pop. I can really feel it. We have a crossover inbound, but we are moving. You can see the 50 is moving into the 200, and so if this does pop, it's probably going to reject up here at like 15. So I'm going to reduce this down to like 2 ticks. And wow. The 5200 is the thing that is like giving me more short bias. The rest of it is giving me long bias for like these like potential reversals. But the 5200 is really giving me like short bias vibes. I'm sure right here. Wow. I was on a hot streak at the beginning of the day, and I'm like on a hot losing streak. Y'all gotta be kidding me. This is a classic example of overtrading. Like, I very much overtraded my account today. Especially because I was up 1800. Now I'm down 200. Very much overtraded today. This popped from 909 up to 913. So that was the larger move that we were looking for. Because this 50 is like closing in so much on this 200, I'm less inclined to take anything long here, but it's honestly like pretty frustrating. So I guess like we got in here, we could have like essentially held through all this. Nine is still below 12. I just don't trust this breakout. I don't trust this breakout because of the 5200. Oh, don't be sorry. It's all good. Like, this is, part of learning. And like I'm learning that I'm over trading today. And like really, like I said, like when I hit 1800, that's why I said like, this is usually when I would walk away. And very clearly, like, yeah, incredible over trading today. Wow. Crazy. Crazy. My fault, 100%. But wow. Kind of disappointed in myself. $4.6 down to 3.4 on that TTM. We're on the 5-minute right now. 3.0 to 2.6. Moving into 1.19. I'm gonna actually take this long. I'm gonna put this on a 26, and I'm gonna join the bid right here. Join at 15. I'm looking for a move up to 20. Taking a swing. And I'm taking the swing based off this TTM. I'm also taking it based off of this 5200 cross. On the 5-minute, like on the 1-minute chart, it's declining. But on the 5-minute chart, it's diverging. So I'm more inclined to trust this 5-minute chart on a push back up towards 20 than I am on that 1-minute chart, because I think that 1-minute chart is going to take a little while for that to respect. So we're in at 15. I could be like, I definitely over traded my hand today, by far. And that really frustrates me, especially because we did so well in the beginning of the day. And so for the first 30 minutes, and I've thought about that before. I'm like, maybe I should just make this stream be 30 minutes long, because I make the vast majority of my money between 7:30 and 8. And then from 8 to 8:30, I spend a lot more time losing money than I do making it. So I'm like, maybe I should make the stream be 30 minutes long. But I'm trying to have them be a bit longer than that. And I don't want to sit around for, 30, 40 minutes not trading. So, it's just, I guess, pick your poison, but 2.6 to 1.3 on the TTM. I'm waiting for 9 o'clock. We're in this at 39.15. Obviously there were opportunities to get in much lower. Mine is below 12. $2.6 to 1.3. Movement of 1.3 on TTM. This went from 12.9 to 13. So this is where you could tell that it went flat right before it was about to switch from red to yellow. That went 12.0 to 13.0 to 12.6, which outclassed the previous one at 12.9. And that popped down to 3.0 to 2.6. Now to 1.4, 1.5. We have a minute and a half left in this 5-minute candle. I'm gonna check the 3. I want to see what's happening there. Three is negative on the TTM 1 point. 3 has bearish movement inbound. The 1 has bearish movement inbound, even with the TTM stack. I would even call that a stack. And the 5 will likely follow suit because, the 1 and 3. With the 5, let's see what we got going on here. We just gotta wait. 5 is giving us a possible crossover. Finally got this trade green. I took this trade based off the divergent factors here with the 50 and the 200. 1.19 yellow to 0.5 green, or I should say cyan. So you can see sort of this 5-minute U-shaped pattern forming here with that bounce off the 50 EMA. Very slowly grinding its way up. There's some of the pop. It popped up to 18. And take profit there. Now down 350 on the day. I'll look for an entry maybe off of 16 if we get a pullback. Switching to a 1-minute chart. 1 minute has some love on the TTM, and we're starting to see divergence again with the 50 EMA. So that's what we want to see. I may look for another entry off of, I'm going to wait for a pullback basically. This whole thing ended up being a large ABCD pattern. So the pullback I'd be looking for is around to the 9 EMA, which may be a little too low, but maybe we'll look to get in at 16. Which looks like there was a brief opportunity there off 16 and a quarter. TTM going from 2.7 to 3.3 up to 3.6. Not enough movement or momentum for me to really be super interested in getting involved in it. Yeah, pretty frustrating that I obviously overtraded today. And so it happens, but it's not a move that I've done in a while. It's been a long time since I've overtraded. Oh, thank you so much, by the way, for telling me that, Tiny. Like this, I really do appreciate that. Like, uh, it's it was really hard to find a good balance between the mic and the music. Like I had to play with this so many times for months. It felt, um, and yeah, it's been been kind of a challenge. So I mentioned a pullback to the 9 EMA. So there's the pullback to the 9. It's actually pulling back a little bit further than that. Um, so let's see. Pull back to the 50 and it tapped the 50. 50 being at 14 and a half. So tap the 50 and then pop back up to 16 and a half, 17. This is pulling back further now. Went from 3.35 to 3.7 to 3.6 to 3.2, pulling all the way back to below the 200 moving average and the VWAP. So this is why I was saying about the bearish potential of this. But in order for that to actually switch, we're gonna need to see this 50 cross above this this 200 SMA cross above this 50 EMA. If that happens, then we'll likely see continued downward pressure. This was very clearly a major sell-off here. We're at 5,000 contracts, and it's just solid red. I mean, look at that. Like, there's hardly any green on this Bulls Bears. So nice big downward wick. Momentum to the downside. The switch from 3.6 to 3.1 to 1.16. So now 1.2. We're hitting 39.10 area. And so I may look for a short right here. Just looking for 3 ticks down. Our entry was 39.10. We did make that 3 ticks down. Now we're negative $200 on the day. Again, from being positive 1,800, that's incredibly frustrating. We have taken 20 trades, and our first 10 trades were all winners. And we've had mixed results past that. 3.6 to 2.1 to 0.2. And getting a little bit of a pop-up here. I may look for a short off of 12. So going short off of 12. See if I get a entry there. Doesn't look like that's gonna happen. It might, but I don't think so. Hit resistance at 39.10. I put 12 there because that's where the 9 EMA is. Decided to cut that. I'm not sure right here. There was the 12. I was looking for the blue to red move, and it looks like we're not gonna get that. Have to wait and see, but this candle has 26 seconds left on it. I don't know if this is gonna sell off that much. It's mostly buyers right here, you can see. Tap the 200. So we did end up making that trade, not before a massive push upward. Um, so it was a bit of a nerve-wracking trade, but I was taking it basically for the blue to red shift, uh, 0.1 to 0.5, so about 0.6. Definitely not my best trading. I absolutely think I could have been trading better today. We have the possible 50-200 crossover inbound. You can see right there, they're about to touch. And so again, I may look for a short off of now 11.5. Entered short 11.5. Exited at 10.25. So we're really close to this 5,200 cross. Took a short entry off of the 9 EMA for another drop. We have the 200 cross with the bear side up, and we have from 0.6 red to 1.2 red on the TCM, and 9 and 12 are in the bearish position. So now we've got another test here of the crossover, 1.3 to 1.4 on the TTM. So again, now we see the TTM going flat. Which direction is the market going to go now? If the 5,200 is the biggest indicator of this, which I think it is, I would say that we're going to go downward at least a little bit. However, we do have these guys here, the TTM 1.3 and 1.5 are super close together, almost flat, which would also indicate a yellow and subsequent pop upward inbound. But with the 5,200 crossover, I'm more inclined to trust the 5,200 cross than I am the TTM. So, because the 5,200 cross is often super powerful. But as we can see, we're getting a push upward instead of downward. Now there's the 5,200 cross, and on the TTM we went 1.3 to 1.4 to 1.6. So by a lot of accounts, this looks like a potential upward move. And there's the upward move. But with this account being right here, the 5,200, that does give me inclination of a drop. And the 5,200 is one of the more reliable crossovers that there is. So yeah, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down here for the day. I want to thank each and every one of you all for coming out. And before you go, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell for noties. Join our Discord community. It's an awesome community. And if you want to earn funding in the futures market, check out Elite Trader Funding. Use the link in the description and the promo code to lock in that lifetime discount. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And Optimus, we will see you tomorrow. But right now, for those of you that are in our Discord community, I'll see you there where I'm about to post my results and my reflection on the day. Thank you so much, guys. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you tomorrow at 07:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time. And we'll see you then. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. See you tomorrow. Peace.